are listening to the Soul Ascension Show with angel healing founder Calista. Welcome into our sacred space where you can truly be your radiant self. It's time to get inspired, to get creative, to be who you came here to be. Rise and shine. All is here for you.
Welcome, beautiful souls, to the Soul Ascension Show with me, your host, Calista. I'm back after a 2-week break, and it feels really good to be here, to come home into our sacred space together. And while I was away, I became a mama for the very first time, welcoming my son Rowan into the world. And for those that follow me on Facebook, I'm sure you've seen me post lots of pictures of this beautiful, wise Buddha soul. He is just amazing in all ways. I'm sure every mother feels that way about their son. But yeah, there's just something really special about Rowan, something very elemental, and I know that he's here to do great things, so it's going to be wonderful just to watch his journey. But right now, he is becoming my teacher and has changed my life on so many levels. And honouring my Kundalini yoga roots, from birth up until just recently, I was immersed in a 40-day sit-in with Rowan, where he stayed in my energy field, or his dad's, for that time, to give him a very comfortable, loving and private environment in which to grow. And the first 40 days after birth is a really precious and profound time where a newborn shapes his reality for the rest of his life. And knowing this, I really felt that this was the best gift that I could ever give him. And although it's been quite challenging to stay at home and not see family and friends, it has all been worth it. But now it's time to come out and play and return to our cozy Soul Ascension Show, where today we are going to continue our elemental series by opening the door to the air elementals and share ways as to how they can best support your path to abundance, to joy and prosperity, to all that infinite goodness and juice that's always there. And this is the third in the elemental series, so if you've missed the previous episodes, you can just go to Blog Talk Radio, to the Ascension radio network, or you can search Ascension Network under iTunes and you'll find all the podcasts that I've done in the Soul Ascension Show. You'll also find Patricia's Voice of the Goddess show under iTunes as well. And if you have a second, it would be so amazing if you could just subscribe and rate the show. That would mean so much, because it really helps to get these teachings out there and benefit more. And so much of what flows through me evolves the current knowledge of the elemental realms, and in future shows the angelic and the crystal realms too. And this evolution of knowledge truly isn't mine. It's all of ours. It's from that one universal mind, and it's here to inspire and bring joy. So please take a moment to share it. That would be amazing. And speaking of joy and all that juice, the beautiful beings of creation that we'll be focusing on today are the air elementals, and in particular, I'm going to be talking about the Faeries, who I brought in to a last show, and the beautiful prosperity, the abundance fairies, bring us into alignment to our divine self. So I'm going to be sharing a little bit about them, maybe some stories that I've had the honour of experiencing with the fairies, and also just ways that you can manifest maybe a little bit different ways that you're used to set intentions from your heart. Because when we set intentions from our heart, we trust that we are the creators of our reality. And this is that space that the fairies hold for us. They want us to see that we are creators of our reality, but also the creation, the hands as well as the clay that is molded. We're part of everything, and we really have the ability to shift our life on a dime. We can do it. It just takes us to get into alignment with our thoughts, with our feelings, and also trust and allow. So we're going to really go into that a bit more in this 1 hour show. I'll be sharing with you a special soul immersion meditation journey, which I'm not particularly sure what we're going to do yet, but I feel it's definitely going to be with manifesting. So perhaps start to think about something that you want to create in your life right now. What would make your heart sing? What would be the cherry on the top of that beautiful cake of your life? Would it be to move house and find a beautiful new home? Is it more travel, a holiday, a lover, increased self-love, more prosperity? Because prosperity just doesn't have to be financial wealth. It can be a prosperity of joy, of creativity, of more inspiring relationships. So just have a little bit of a think right now as to what you would like the focus to be in this beautiful hour of sharing. To start the ball rolling, I'm really feeling that it would be good to do an invocation to bring in all of our elemental friends, not just the beings of air, but the essence of nature that makes up all the elements of life, just to come forward and just to be with us all here today as we all connect in one beautiful big circle all over Mama Earth. So if it's safe to do so, if you're not driving, listening to the show, I invite you just to close your eyes and relax. Consciously breathing into your beautiful body. Breathing in. And breathing out. Breathing in, letting your belly expand. And breathing out, letting go. Breathing in one last time, nice and deeply. And breathing out, letting go of your day. Letting go of all the interactions of your day, people, tasks, schedules, worries, letting everything go. And choosing to be here. Choosing to bring all your being, all your awareness to this moment. As we invoke the elements of the air, the earth, the fire, the water, and your own divine spirit to enter this circle. Breathing now, first of all, the energy of the earth. What does the earth mean to you? What does that conjure up? That sense of stability, perhaps, strength, the connection to your ancient wisdom, to your ancestry. Breathing in the light of your ancestors who created so much for us to have this path of freedom, this path of choice and awareness. Bringing in the energy of the earth. And now bringing in the light of the air. What does air mean to you? What does breath mean to you? Perhaps that of life force, renewal, inspiration, clarity of mind. Breathing in the energy of air and breathing it out. And now invoking into our space to be with you now, the transmutating, creative warmth of the fire, all that's fire, connecting you to your confidence, to your knowing, into your purpose, breathing in your purpose, breathing in your fire, and breathing it out. That's it, letting go. Letting that fire just diffuse away, burn away anything that's ready to be shed and released. And now, like a beautiful, renewing, fresh shower of light, we call forward that of the water. The energy of change, of balance, strengthening our intuition and clarity of all that is. We breathe in the element of water now. And we breathe out. And lastly, invoking the essence of our spirit that breathes us, that moves us, that guides us, all to merge with all that we are. And into this union, bringing forward the divas, the nature beings, the wise ones, who are working with you, with all of us, for our highest and greatest good, to benefit our path, to benefit Mother Earth and her ascension. May you shine your intelligence, your wisdom upon us tonight as we share into this sacred space, ensuring that everything that comes to us and through us is purified, loving, expanding divine love. Thank you, and so it is. And choosing, beautiful souls, to either close your eyes and just keep in this space, or you can open them, as we delve into our topic with the support and with the presence of all the elementals around. We dive into the topic of manifesting your prosperity with the help of the fairies, with the help of the air elementals. And the air elementals exist around you and within you in your very breath, and work to keep your mental body, your thoughts and your beliefs crystal clear and in alignment to your path and purpose. And they also help Mother Earth to do the same and support the atmosphere to keep clear and to work in balance with the rest of the elements of life. And before I go into the fairies, I just want to talk a little bit about special type of air guardians that calm Mother Earth, the atmosphere of Mother Earth, as well as bring calmness and intuition and great clarity to our own mind, to our own mental body. And these are called the sylphs. Sylphs, the sylphs. And if you've not heard of the sylphs before, the way that I see them, I can only share from my own experience of them. The way that they look to me is tiny, tiny little pinpricks of light. If you've ever stood up really, really fast and you've opened your eyes and you get those blinkered in front of your vision and at the periphery of your vision, they kind of look like that, but they're not an effect of you just getting up too fast. They're real, they're in our very breath, and they're also in the atmosphere. And the best time to see the sylphs is when you are at the beach, when there's you're at the ocean, or if there's not an ocean by you, if you go to a river or a loch or a lake, and just look at the air above the water. That's going to be really, really clear. It's a perfect time to see the sylphs. Time of day, it doesn't really matter. It just helps to have that water, that clarity, when you first connect with the sylphs, when you make that decision that you want to physically see them. And just look over at the air, that horizon over the water. And if you just as if you were closing your eyes to go to sleep, but don't close them fully. Just have them really relaxed. Let your eyelids go a little bit. You can even do this now, sitting in your room. I'm going to take off my glasses to do this with you. You might hear it just hit against the mic. Okay. So if you go to nearly close your eyes, but they're not You can still see, but your eyes are nice and heavy and relaxed, and just focus on a particular point of your room. And if you have white walls or the color of your walls is light, focus on that particular patch. And just let your eyes just gaze into that space, not really focusing on anything, just letting your gaze be soft. And what you'll start to see is like the static start to appear. And then if you just allow even more, if you allow your heart to open, this is the best way to see elementals, is to have your heart completely open to them, front and back, to give and receive. That static will start to move to little tiny pinpricks of light that are flashing on and off. And if you're not seeing them right now in your room, then definitely try this again over water, just looking at the horizon over water, and you will definitely see them, especially if it's a really clear day. And it's amazing. And the reason I believe that we can physically see the sylphs much more easily than, say, working with the gnomes or working with the unicorns, really seeing them physically, is because the sylphs make up our being. They are within us. They're in every breath that we breathe in. They're in every breath that we breathe out. They help us to filter our breath, and not just to filter out toxins or pollutants in the atmosphere, but they also help to filter out what we feel, not what we believe, but what we feel is dense, is in resistance. Some people would say is negative. Thoughts and feelings like anger and guilt and hurt, even pain, they help us to breathe out and filter, so we can come back to our natural state of being, that of joy, that of balance, that of that centered state of awareness. So they're constantly doing that. We're constantly clearing, we're constantly breathing in new energy all the time, and the sylphs are responsible for this. So because we're naturally made up of them, I think this is why we can easily see them. So I would love to know your thoughts on this, or if you have questions about the sylphs or seeing them, do call into the show. You can see the number on the blog talk, or you can just go to the Facebook link and it has the number there. So there are the sylphs, but there are also the other type of air elemental. What I want to talk about is the fairies, and in particular a set and a group of fairies called the abundance fairies that naturally help to align you to your prosperity, your innate abundance and flow, which really is the topic of tonight's show. The message from the fairies is that to align to your purpose, your prosperity never needs any action. You don't need a special book, you don't need a special workshop that promises it all. There's so many out there, isn't there? How to manifest this and that. It really has become a big business, and it's not something new. The only thing that you need, however, is your allowance to let in what is part of you to flow and to feel good in the process. And the more that you can rejoice in this feeling, the more that you can bask in the vibration of what you seek, the more it effortlessly comes to you, through you, and as you. So they really help us to get into that joy, to get into that happy, light feeling, and the knowingness that we can manifest anything that we want to. And like I was saying, this isn't something new. There's a lot of people who talk about the law of attraction, the law of manifestation, such as Abraham Hicks, who is amazing. And then before that, there was The Secret. Before that, you could look up Thoth and the Emerald Tablets. And before that, they all took teachings from the other. For the Emerald Tablet, there was the natural spiritual laws that were channeled from the beings of Sirius that were given to the ancient Atlanteans, the priesthood, and then given to the Egyptians, and so on, up into the present day, where we have lots of people like Abraham Hicks, and then people that follow Abraham Hicks going off on their own, talking about how to manifest. And it really is simple. It doesn't need to be complicated. And I'm just going to bring forward what the fairies have shared with me over the years, ways that I have worked with them, their tools, their strategies, to help you get into that joyful state of allowing. It's all about allowing. It really doesn't need any action. To manifest something, you just have to post the letter. Instead of holding on to that letter and thinking it's not going to arrive to its destination, you just have to post it through the letterbox and trust that it's going to arrive, and then you're going to receive back from that. They are great beings for helping to foster trust, to help foster the surrender. Surrender meaning to totally lean into your own divine being, your higher self, your source, to trust that you're tuned in and tapped into everything that you're creating, that has already been created. It's kind of sitting there, already manifest, and all they're helping you to do is just get yourself into alignment of that. And I started working with the fairies many, many years ago to manifest my holistic center, Ethereal Light. Before that, they helped me to set up my holistic business, Kitty Soaps. And I'm sure they helped me before that throughout my life, when I was a scientist and throughout university, throughout school. I'm sure they've always been present. I feel that they have. But when I started walking that conscious path from 2006, the fairies have always really been on my shoulder, talking away and inspiring me. And anytime I'm out in nature, I always feel their presence. And I definitely recommend that when you're manifesting, when you're setting your intentions, do so in nature. Really plug in to Mother Nature herself, because she will help you, and she will bring you the signs that whatever you're creating is coming to the fore. And I call this driftwood. The remnants that come up onto the shore before that big ship truly comes in. And to put this into context, I'm manifesting right now a camper van, me and my partner Greg. And lately, after we really set the intention, the clear intention that we want a camper van, and feeling good to have that camper van, and really visualizing ourselves in it and taking trips with Jack and Rowan, our two boys, really being in that space of enjoyment, we have started to see camper vans literally everywhere when we're out and about. And I call this driftwood. It's a sign from the universe, it's a sign from Mother Nature that what you are creating is coming to the fore. And these are little signs. It may not be the right camper van that's going to come to us, but it's the universe saying, I've heard you, and here they are. Here's all these little signs and nudges for you to recognize and for you to acknowledge. And the more that you do that, the more that you are saying, yes, I have the ability to manifest. I have the ability to create whatever I want. And look, here it is. It's naturally coming forward to me. In that story I shared, one of the best ways is to visualize. Visualize yourself already where you want to be. For example, we visualized ourselves in that camper van. Another thing that we're manifesting right now that I can share that may kind of help to put this all in context is Greg and myself are wishing to get married, so we're putting that out there. We're setting the intention of that. And a couple of friends are over here right now from the States, and they've never been to Scotland. So we've been taking some time out just to show them different sites. And yesterday we went to a very old Scottish castle called Dunnottar, which is near Stonehaven, and it goes back around about, I think it's either 5,000 or 6,000 BC, when the Picts in Scotland had the reign over the castle. And we were just walking around, and a lot of it's in ruins. You can see the old barracks, and you can see the kitchen and even the brewery that they had. But they also had a chapel. And my friend Dawn Marie, who is an avid manifester, a master manifester like myself, because we've been at this for so many years, conscious co-creation, I'm sure like yourself. She said to me, "Oh look, there's a chapel. Wouldn't it be fun to just act out that you're getting married?" And I looked at her and I said, "Yeah, that would be absolutely fantastic. Let's do it." And I was wearing a beautiful scarf, beautiful diaphanous floaty scarf, and she said, "Oh, put that over your head and that can be your veil." And her husband, I call him Per, but his real name is Ken. Affectionately, he's like a dad, so I call him Per. She said, "Oh, Per could walk you down the aisle and I could stand here with Greg, and Per could walk you up and hand you over and pass over the ring, and then I can get a picture of you kissing each other as you say your vows." So we reenacted the whole marriage, and it was absolutely beautiful. And that's a great way to manifest, is having fun, being in the enjoyment of it, because it's often not the result of what we're manifesting that makes life so juicy. It's the process and it's the journey. And the fairies remind us that the more that we can engage with our joy, our passion, the more that we are likely to bring forward our dreams into fruition that much quicker, that much sooner, and with that greater ease as well. Another little tool and nugget of wisdom that they share is that you don't manifest what you say or what you think, not all the time, or what you affirm, because there's a lot of people who say, just say an affirmation, "I am slim," or "I am prosperous," and all of a sudden that will make you attract your perfect body weight and that will make you prosperous and wealthy. It really doesn't work like that, because if that person is not feeling like he or she is going to be slim, or they feel a million miles away from being prosperous, just by saying the affirmation is not going to bring them from where they are to where they want to be. They have to engage their feelings. They have to really mean what they say. So the universe responds to you. The law of attraction, the law of manifestation, this universal law that we're all bound to live in this physical life, defines that we are given what we mean and what we feel. We are not given what we say and what we affirm. People say you are what you think, but really, more accurately, you are what you feel. Because what you're feeling in any given moment is what you are attracting. Your feelings, your emotions are much more powerful than just your thoughts, because you can sit and you can self-perpetuate in your mind. You can be in cycles and beliefs and patterns that don't serve you. But your feelings are raw, they're real, they are extremely creative. So I would say to you, whatever you want to manifest, not only think the thought, not only write down your affirmation, but get into the feeling. Get into the feeling of being there. Let me give you an example. So today, I'll share an example of today, just so you can see that no matter if you've been at this for years, sometimes we do fall out of alignment and we need a little bit of reminder from the universe, from our higher selves, that we just need to let go. So today my American friends left the house, and so did my partner Greg, and I was left with Rowan. And he slept for the first time 6 hours last night, which was amazing because he hasn't been sleeping that well. He's a newborn baby, and that's what they do. But last night he slept for 6 hours, so he was extremely alert today. And by alert I mean crying. He cried and cried and cried most of the day, and I had to cancel some phone meetings that I had. I wasn't able to do much on work or housework or anything like that. And since I gave birth, I've had a really bad back. And anytime I come out of alignment, basically, when I'm not feeling good, we could say that, when I'm not feeling good, I will be into the story of me having a bad back and what I can't do and what my limits are. So I was feeling really bad that I couldn't bounce him on his ball, which is the only thing that really soothes him when he cries. I couldn't do that because my back was so sore, and I was continuing to perpetuate that and feeling sorry for myself and feeling like a bad mother because I couldn't console my child. I couldn't do what he wanted me to do. And then I started thinking about not being able to honour the commitments that I had to people, and not being able to get on with the housework, not being able to cook dinner for my friends coming home, and it just all snowballed, as it does when you have one negative thought or it feels negative. It's easy then to continue that ball, isn't it? And it just snowballs and snowballs and snowballs. But because I've been at this for a couple of years, I caught my thinking. Probably after a good hour, but I did catch it eventually. I did catch myself thinking, what am I doing? I'm just continuing to perpetuate this. So I stopped it right there, and instead I said to myself, okay, this is what I'm creating as my reality, but it's not what I want. It doesn't feel good to me. Instead, what do I want to create? And so I shifted my perspective from where I was to where I wanted to be. And this is what you need to do when you're manifesting. So I started to think about feeling good to be able to bounce Rowan on the ball, feeling strong in my back. I visualized Rowan's face calm. I visualized him. I went even further than that. I visualized him sleeping and really content in his Moses basket. I saw myself hanging out the washing, doing normal mother things. I saw myself being able to cook the dinner, to be able to be well rested to do this show this evening. And so what happened was I started a shift in my thinking. I started a shift in my feelings because I was really feeling and visualizing all these beautiful things and how I would feel and how Rowan would feel if I just shifted my vibration, my energy. And everything else then snowballed from that. And he started to calm down. He went to sleep. I was able to get on with things. I was able to cook a beautiful haggis for my American friends who've never had that, and able to come to this show and share that experience with you. So what I needed to do was just shift my perspective, get into that good feeling place, and then everything was plain sailing. If you don't feel good, don't set your intentions. Don't be specific about what you want to manifest when you're not feeling good, when you're not in alignment to who you are. Instead, appreciate what you can in the moment, or go super general like I did. There's always something to appreciate in the moment. Sometimes when Rowan doesn't sleep in the middle of the night, and I really want him to, I will just feel into the comfort of lying in bed, the comfort of or even sitting in bed, of the covers on my body. I'll appreciate the warmth that they're giving me. I'll appreciate having a house. I'll appreciate having food. I'll appreciate water coming through my taps and not having to worry about sterilizing or sanitizing the water. I'll appreciate all the people who work so much to provide that water. I'll appreciate Mother Earth, all her rivers and oceans, and I'll just continue to snowball that appreciation, and that will bring me back into alignment. And then when you're in that good feeling place, then you can be really specific about what you want. And that's when I start to visualize Rowan asleep and relaxing, and me and my partner able to just be rested. And it works every time. But you need to catch yourself. You need to catch yourself when you're snowballing, either having like a negative thought or a negative feeling thought, or you're becoming self-identified in a story that doesn't serve you. For example, me saying constantly to myself and other people that I have a bad back, and that I had a bad back because of birth. It wasn't because I created it or manifested it. It was because I gave birth and all this stuff. Instead, all I needed to do was just focus on my healing and feeling good and manifesting, setting the tone of what I wanted to create, which is a strong, supportive back. And we talked a little bit about this last podcast, talking about the nature of healing and how to get our vibration completely aligned to our innate well-being. So tonight is a little bit different, but it's carrying on the same theme to get you into that sync of your innate prosperity, and to choose to feel good. Choose to feel good in the process. Choose to appreciate what you can when you feel out of alignment, so you can get into that happy feeling place, because the more that you're in your joy, in your happiness, the more that you're going to create the same, and the higher your vibration to attract everything else that you're setting to come into your life, that you're calling in. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go to a short break, beautiful souls. I'm going to ask if anybody has questions to call in or to put them into the chat room, and producer Greg can bring them forward and we can go to your questions. Any questions about manifesting? What are you creating right now in your reality? You've heard me talk a little bit about the way that I manifest. Do you have other ways? Do you want support in something that you're bringing in? I am here to help. The fairies are here to help as best we can anyway. We'll go into your questions, and then we will go into a meditation to align with all that you're calling in right now, easily and effortlessly. See you on the other side of this break.
For powerful, on-purpose meditations, visit vibedeck.com/Calista. Active energy journeys to empower prosperity, joy, wellness, and love to flow freely in your life. For online courses and personal sessions, visit facebook.com/Calista Ascension. Be who you came here to be. Arise and shine.
Welcome back, beautiful souls. You're listening to the Soul Ascension Show with me, your host, Calista. And I feel like a big giant fairy just now. I feel like I have my fairy wings well and truly here. And those beautiful air elementals are very much around me and us all, because they want to help us. They are here to help us align to us being creators of our own reality, and they're hammering that home. I'm sitting here, really in my power, because I feel you're in your power listening to this show, and you really want to come into alignment with all that you're creating. So we're here to help. So if you have any questions, fire them through, call in, or put them in the chat room. That little break there was all about the meditations that I have available to download, and there's one in particular I'd like to highlight, and it's called The Valley to Abundance with the Fairies and Pre-Night Crystal. And Pre-Night, if you have this in your collection, it looks like aventurine, green aventurine, but it's a little bit different. Pre-Night is one of the best crystals to grow the belief that you can create anything. It strengthens trust and allowance of abundance, and bridges the non-manifested world into the manifested physical plane, so you can come into alignment with all that your heart is calling in. So if you can get to a crystal shop, or you just want to download that journey, that Valley to Abundance, you will receive an attunement to the energy of Pre-Night Crystal, and that is amazing. That crystal, along with citrine, anything else, beautiful fairies? Mookaite is a really good stone. Carnelian, they're saying, definitely carnelian, beautiful souls, because the reason of that is a lot of us, and I'm putting myself in this category because I still have work to do, a lot of us carry self-sabotage. So we get so far on our path of bringing all this juice, all this beautiful things into our life, and then we go, oh okay, I don't deserve this. We start worrying, or everything's going right, everything's going beautifully in our life, and then all of a sudden we go, something's going to go wrong. It always does. Something's going to go wrong. I'm waiting for that other shoe to drop. So carnelian helps to get rid of those fears. It helps to get rid of that part of our mind, that ego part, that only replays history. It only plays the events of the past. That part that says, this happened before, so it's going to happen again. You're going to slip up. Something's going to happen to just turn all this beautiful things around. Carnelian helps to clear that. And it's time we cleared that, isn't it? I'm totally up for that. That's my manifesting tonight. I'm clearing all self-sabotage, Mrs. Faeries, that you're out there listening. Clearing all self-sabotage and completely aligned to self-worth. Amen. Hopefully you're with me on that one, beautiful souls, too, because we deserve it, don't we? We deserve our abundance. We deserve to know the worthiness, to know the beauty of our own souls. Okay, going off in a little bit of a high horse here. So I'm going to go to the chat room if there's any questions. I see there's been quite a lot of chat. I'm just going to go to Greg and see if he's got any questions for us. Hi, Greg.
Hi, yeah. Hello. Well, I have a question, and it was more about when you're manifesting, and you're trying to get into a habit of doing it, and you wake up in the morning and you go through what you're trying to manifest for that day. Is it best to start off sort of general and then maybe come in and be specific, or should you just try and be specific as you need to be, or you just is it good to be open to things? I mean, like, say it's like an unexpected surprise. I mean, or should you just do what you feel that day?
That's a really great question. Thanks, Greg. I'll just put you back on mute so I can answer that.
Thank you.
That's a really good question, Greg. And I'm glad that you shared that, because it's something I definitely want to talk about. And it reminds me of all of us sitting last night. There was me, you, there was Dawn Marie and her husband Ken, and of course Rowan, who can't talk yet, but we were all sitting around last night, beautiful souls, and we were just talking about what we appreciated during the day. And we all know, because we're conscious co-creators, that when we appreciate what we can, it gets us into our hearts, it gets us into that happy place, and then it's really good then to say what we are creating, what goals we're placing into our life, or what dreams we want to actualize. So we went around the little circle that we created last night in the living room, and everybody, I think myself, Dawn Marie, and her husband was fairly specific. And then I remember, Greg, when you spoke, you said that you just wanted to manifest continued joy and harmony in the family, which I thought was beautiful, because you went really general, yet that's what it meant. That meant so much for you. So what I would say in answer to your question is, whatever feels good for you that particular day, set that as your goals. But first, affirm to yourself and really feel into what you're appreciating. And the best time to do this is before you get out of bed, before the day starts, before the ego wakes up, before people want this, that, and the other from you. Just lay in your bed and appreciate what you can in the moment. Is it that sumptuous feeling of being held on your mattress, covers over your body, that warmth? Have you opened the curtains and you're looking and you're appreciating the energy of the sky and the trees? Maybe you hear the birds and you're just feeling in that gratitude for their song and how they wake up every day and there's a new song and they're bringing in feelings of hope. You're just feeling into that and you're just really loving that. What I would do after you've done that, after you've had a couple of moments of appreciation, and you can bask in that for as long as you want, it's really good to do this at the start of every day, Then say to yourself and feel with your body, feel with your heart, what you would like to bring in that day. And it might be, today I'm creating a surprise. Today somebody is going to gift me something so unexpected, but it's going to fill my heart. It's going to be so amazing. Or I'm going to manifest a car parking space at work. Or I'm going to manifest flowers, which I do a lot with you, Greg. And you always seem to bring me flowers when I manifest. So thank you, beautiful love. Or it could be, or it could be bigger. It could be more specific. It could be, today I'm manifesting a better home. I will feel better in this home, and this home will feel comfortable. My family will feel good. It will have visitors, and every person who comes into my home is going to feel good. They're going to feel relaxed, and you're really juicing. You're really being specific, but you're bringing all your senses into what you're manifesting. I would say to do that, if that feels good for you, after you've done your appreciation. Rihanna in the chat room says, the attitude of gratitude. Absolutely. After your attitude of gratitude, then say what you're creating. Do it at the start of the day. Then at the end of the day, when you go back into your slumber, before you go to sleep, just tune in, just check in to what you manifested. Was it a car parking space? Did it manifest? Did you get it? Did you get an unexpected surprise? Are you closer to that beautiful home? Is your relationships more harmonious? The more that you can appreciate what has came to be, the more you're appreciating yourself as the creator of your reality, which you are. And then things can get bigger and better. And really, manifesting prosperity in terms of wealth, the way that the fairies see it and the way that the universe brings it to us is they don't distinguish between, say, $2 or £2 to £20,000 or $20,000. They have no bias. There's no judgment. It's only us that thinks that thinks it's more difficult to create a substantial amount of money than it is something small. And any time that I see a penny on the street, I pick it up and I feel the most abundant person ever. I'll appreciate that money coming in. I'll appreciate that prosperity, and I'll be grateful. And I'll bring the same gratitude to, I don't know, if somebody gave me a much larger amount. It's really the attitude of gratitude, like you said in the chat room. The more you can get into that zone, the easier it is for you to attract. And just remember to check in with how you feel, and to check in with just to check in with how you feel, rather than just what you're affirming. Get your feelings, get into that space. Okay, just seeing if there's any more questions. Okay. I'd like just to go into a quick visualization, a quick journey with you beautiful souls before we close the show. I can't believe it's went so fast. I could talk on this subject for so long. I've got so much to say. We'll probably do much more shows about manifesting because it's such a big topic and so many of us are really coming into our power, and it's good to just support. Some of us, it's easy for us to manifest money, but not so much relationship harmony. For other people, we've got great relationships, but we can't manifest our ideal weight, and so on. So this journey, this visualization I'd like to take you on, brings in the energy of the fairies, but it also brings forward the energy of Archangel Ariel. Ariel, the angel of manifestation of nature, who, alongside Ariel's counterpart, Ariel's twin flame, Lady Strength, really fortifies us in our allowance and in our trust to manifest and visualize our dreams into form. And they do so by taking us through not just our mental body, our thoughts, but they also like to bring us through our other bodies that we have, our physical body, our emotional body, and our spiritual body. And when we bring in the intent of what we're creating through these 4 bodies, physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual, we have greater success with manifesting. And there's a more power and more potency to doing this as well. This podcast is going to be recorded, so you can do this again. You can listen to it again, because you will need a piece of paper and a pen to do this exercise. We're not going to go into a meditation. It's good to be really alert. But before we do this, just feel into what would be the most important aspiration for you to have for yourself, for your life right now. What would make your life more fulfilling? Would it be a healthier body, financial freedom, a new home? And if you're manifesting a new home, just bring that forward. Have that in your awareness. What would be the one thing that would make your life more fulfilling in that moment? And let's use that for this exercise right now. So you'll need a pen and a piece of paper. But if you don't have that, just listen along with me as I talk about the visualization. At the top of your piece of paper, you want to write, I am manifesting blank, and just fill in the blank. So I am manifesting, for example, a new home. And then alongside this, draw 4 columns. First column, write the word physical. Second column, write emotional. Third column, mental. Fourth column, spiritual. And when you've done that, we're going to take you through this exercise. I'm just going to bring forward Archangel Ariel and the Faeries to be with us all. Okay, so you've written down what you're manifesting. For example, let's go into that example of a new home. So you've written down, I'm manifesting a new home. First of all, just close your eyes. Take a deep breath. Breathing in. Feeling the air elementals, the Fae with you. And breathing out. Doing this a few more times. Feeling your heart open. The door. Imagining your heart had 2 doors. The door at the front to all that you are opening to in your life. All that you're saying yes to. And open the door at the back of your heart. What you're receiving from life. This is the most important door to have open. Have this really clear. So you're a beautiful open channel as you are anyway. Okay, now bring that manifestation to the fore. For example, a new home. And we're going to physically feel into the physical attributes of this home. What would you like it to look like? Think about its structure. Think about its physical location. Think about physically what surrounds it. Physically, how you would dress the house, what would be inside it, what would be in each room, how would they look, colours, decorations, energy, the feelings of everything physical. And when you do this later, if you do this again, listening back to the podcast, just take your time. I'm going to speed through because we just have a couple of minutes left. So physically writing down all those attributes, not just feeling them, but writing them down under that column of physical. Then going to the column of emotional. And here writing down all the emotions that you would feel in this new home. You would definitely feel prosperous because you have created it. You're solely responsible, as well as that divine being within you, that God aspect, that goddess aspect. You have created that. So you're probably feeling really good, really happy, harmonious, abundant, writing all your emotions and feeling them. Then going to your mental column and writing down how you would feel in your mind. Notice how I'm saying the word feel. How you would feel in your mind. Clear, connected, balanced. How would you feel in that new home or whatever you're manifesting? Writing everything down as well as feeling it. And then moving lastly to the spiritual column. What are the spiritual aspects of that new home? Is it attractive to your spirit team, to your angels? Does it have a high vibration? Are you on ley lines? Do you just feel in tune with all that you are? Feeling, remember, all of these attributes as well as writing them down. And just spending as much time as you can just basking in that beautiful energy of all that you are creating. As you've layered it with physical attributes, emotional, mental and spiritual. And then keeping this list, keeping what you are manifesting and all the attributes somewhere that you see every day, like your kitchen or maybe by your bedside table. So it's the last thing that you see before you go to sleep, and it's the first thing you see in the morning. So what you're manifesting is really being kept alive. It's really real in your consciousness. You're seeing it every day. You're not reaching for it. You're not striving. You just know quietly and assertively that you've done the work because you've put in the feelings, you've written down all the attributes, and now the universe, now those beautiful fairies, Archangel Ariel, your higher self, this amazing team, this team is helping you to align to all of this that's already been created for you. So friends, I gift that with all my heart, that technique that came straight from the fairies and Ariel. And you can also see a video on that if you go to my YouTube channel. I describe it in much more depth. I did that video a few years back, so you will see a very funky hairdo that I had back then. Isn't it interesting to see yourself years ago and see yourself in different hairstyles? It always makes me laugh. We will definitely do more shows on Manifesting Beautiful Souls. Thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in. And as ever, know that you are the one that you've been waiting for. And you can achieve, you can create anything you wish. Oh my God, if I can, you can. I've taken myself through so much stories, so much ego, so much lack mentality into being extremely prosperous. And I don't mean financially, I mean joy in my heart. It's such a joy to do this, such a joy to be on my path and my purpose, and to help you to come into yours, because you help me as much as I help you. It is a pure joy, and we've manifested each other right now, having this co-creative experience. So thank you for that, beautiful souls. But for now, good night and lots of love. See you in the next show.
You have been listening to the Soul Ascension Show with your host, Calista. Come join our community page at facebook.com/Calista Ascension. Share your feedback to support others to rise up and shine. Be inspired. Be creative. Be your radiant self. All is here for you.